area. And then the treasure hunting small group, two brothers and a wife, purchased a piece of equipment that is ground penetrating radar. And they took it over an area, and they flagged it, and they called me on the phone when they were on site. And they said, Ginette, we got a reaction here, but it's really weird. We dug 2 feet and we dug up a 1920s car hood. You're not right. And I said, give me a minute. I got off the phone and I kept hearing, go back, go back, go back. And I said, dig up that, and I was using curse words, dig up that damn car hood. And they go, why? I said, well, who do you think was around in 1920? I mean, that's when I said, come on, this is ridiculous. Pull up the damn car hood now. Take the equipment, put it back over the area, and see what happens. And they said it went crazy. And they found 60 bars of stolen treasure, 60 bars of silver.
Oh my gosh!
From the U.S. Mint. Mm-hmm. And I was a happy camper. So they had already prepaid me for the readings, paid me for the site work, and boom. And then if you go on and Google my father's name, Louis, Louis, Metacia, or go look on, well, anyway, you can Google me too. But what's funny is it shows you my father holding one of the silver bars in his hand.
That's so cool.
It was super cool, super cool. And I'll tell you another funny story that was really funny recently. I had some guys call me, and they were trying to decide whether or not to hire me. And I said, they were really irritating me. And I said, okay, I'll tell you what, where are you going? And they go, we're going down to South Carolina. I said, okay, how many acres? And they were just approximating. Treasure hunters are very secretive, as you well know. And they didn't want to tell me. So I said, okay, same old crap with the Casey Anthony case. You won't tell me where you are. So, okay, I want you to put a flag on a pole right where you are. I mean, you got to have a landmark. So I said, okay, so let's say you have 10 acres. They said, fine. I said, okay, so right now I'm gonna dowse it out. So at that time I was using the pendulum, and I said, you don't have anything. They go, no, there's treasure here. I said, no, there is not. And I used another method, what I call the compass method. And what I did was I said, stand at that pole. And this sounds so goofy. It was funny as heck. I said, I want you to go from 340 to 330 degrees and walk straight, in that direction. So in other words, he has to face north with the compass, and treasure hunters always have a compass with them.
Right.
At least the ones I know. And I said, I want you to go over to 330, 340, start at 340, and then go from 340 to 330 and start taking the machine. And they have a coil. It's like looks like a plate, a dinner plate.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, start over there and go back and forth 340 to 330. And within 5 to 15 minutes, he told me he found something. And I said, once you found that, that's all you get. And he goes, what? I said, I'm serious. That's all you get. You're not going to get anything else because there's nothing else on the property. And they dug and they found a ring from 1924, and it was solid gold. And I said,
That's
you're not going to.
Cool.
And what's really funny, which was super cool, was they went back and they said, no, she's wrong. And they went back and found nothing. They did the entire 10 acres. And so who gets the check mark then? Who gets the kudos then? So,
well, you got to be careful how you talk to your psychics. And
yeah, well, I just thought it was funny.
It is funny.
From the female standpoint, it was just too funny.
It is too funny. And this is going to sound crazy, but it's because we were running a little late. We're 30 seconds out from a break.
Okay.
And, I am loving this. We've got Jean in chat who's like, stories, yay! She loves stories. And, well, who doesn't, right? So, and these are just really interesting because very few people realize there really is treasure to find. And
amazing.
It is amazing. And can we talk about it a little bit more?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we will be right back.
Great.
You are listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting. The best in paranormal talk radio.
And we are back. And I hope y'all are enjoying Ginette as much as I am, because this has been one of my favorites ever in 4 years. I am having such a good time. Well, your information is so interesting and so good. You relate it well too. And thank you for that, because, people think of psychics, and I know that you do a lot of work with, families who are in tragedy. But the flip side of that is doing things like the treasure hunting and the helping to find lost objects and teaching your classes, which gives you some release, I would think, from that. And because you can't be that intense all the time and still live a daily life. And you have found
it's difficult.
It is difficult. And you have found a way to help others and have some fun doing it. And I think probably that releases some of the stuff from the negative, right? So that you stay fresh if you have to do that.
I think it helps me, but I think that when you have a person who, like a cop or a private investigator who does this work all the time, I think it actually shows on their skin.
It does.
And it's almost like smoking a cigarette, and ages them. And I meditate, and they've proven that meditation. I don't look 60. I'm 60, and I look 40. So thank goodness. And this is the year I decided to start using. I haven't even used creams yet, and I'm just about to go buy creams. And people say, there's no way you're 60. I went to the doctor today, and she goes, no, you're not 60. She goes, you're about 40, 45. And, meditation is critical for your skincare and water. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't do drugs.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying you have to have a life that's totally pure, but it helps,
Well,
I mean, it's fun,
Well, you can have fun without those things. You
can.
I think that I go once a year to Key West with a bunch of girlfriends for a trop rock music kind of thing. It's a Buffett Parrot Head event. And I drink maybe a little bit. When we're there, we sit around and share a bottle of wine, usually the first night that we're there, and things like that. And